Okay, so what we're doing, just so I'm clear and everybody watching, you're on my Facebook fan site. A couple days ago we told people we'd look at the questions and we'd go through and answer them for the new video for the YouTube channel, right?
Yep, you wanna go for it?
Yeah.
Alright, let's see here. Here's one. I'm practicing legato exercises for the last 2 weeks and not getting the hang of it. Either my fretting hand would mute the strings or I would hit some other notes. How do you handle this?
Alright, it sounds like this kid's having an issue with the size of his hand. If you notice, and I'm known for that style legato, if you notice, my left hand is significantly larger than my right hand. I mean, you can see that on the camera, Jerome. You want to? Yeah. And when I was young, I was a fan of Alan Holdsworth and a lot of the other kind of legato players. I wanted to sound like that, and I wasn't getting the stretch. So I told you earlier in the interview how I was kind of good with building, making circuits, electronic stuff. But that also went into other aspects. I came up with this device using some crude kitchen parts. No, that's it. And so basically, it has like a 5-prong unit that each finger. You ever see the Chinese?
Like a
Finger
trap? Yeah.
So I had those on each finger, and then that went into a mechanism that had little gears that could turn. And this thing took me about 2 weeks to devise that it would work proper. And then I had a crankshaft, so this thing would live.
Some medieval shit.
Kind of. It would hang off the edge of the table, and the basic thing was structured onto a bread cutting board. And so it would hang off, and I had the crankshaft. And as I turned this crank, the Chinese things would just suck around my finger like so, like I'm doing with this hand.
Yeah.
And they'd just grab onto that finger. And as the crankshaft would turn, these gears would pull each individual Chinese, I don't know what it's called, so I keep stalling for the word, but that would tighten on each finger, but simultaneously because of the way the gear size, and it took a bit of work to get the gears proper. As I turned that crank, it would pull the fingers to the point where they would stretch.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it sounded ridiculous, but it worked, and I mean, you can see there's no comparison. So what happened is over time, and I did this for about 5-6 months, these fingers became longer than these fingers. As a result, my stretch on the guitar became. So if you notice when you see me live, I'm doing a lot of stretched out.
Yeah.
I'm stretched
I
out.
noticed that,
A lot of guys got to bounce. There's not a lot of. I don't bounce. Stretch. I'm stretched out naturally. I'm not even stretching. I'm just stretched out.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You'll hear it. Watch the video. I do a lot of that stuff, like in the solo to somebody put it on YouTube. Sacred Ground. Perfect example.
Oh, yeah.
It's all that stuff that kid wants to know about. Right there in that solo.